What's going on, guys? Uh, Billy here, Storm Trades. Let's do another trade recap. I'll bring you through my simple process for establishing a daily bias, how I read the high time frame market structure, again, on the hourly time frame, which is where I do the vast majority of my analysis, and I spend the vast majority of my time on there, and ultimately how I found my winning trade for gold on Monday, June 2nd's AM trading session. All right, let's jump right into it. Always starting on the daily, I'm looking for levels that clearly stick out to me, right? I'm looking for internal range liquidity, external range liquidity, and I'm trying to fit it together as simple as possible. I always start off just marking out the previous daily low, previous daily high. I like to run a fib on the previous daily candle just to sort of see where we are. It's very clear in the morning here. We are displacing weight right through the previous daily high. We never really even came close to the lower quadrant of the previous daily candle. And that makes sense because we are delivering from internal range liquidity. We have a bullish daily fair value gap, and we also have a swing high up here on the daily, which is our external range liquidity. So we have something we're delivering from, and we have something to deliver towards our drawn liquidity. So look, this was not very hard for me to determine on Monday. This is a bullish daily bias. I'm already just ready to go towards the hourly where I want to spend the vast majority of my time. However, I still want to make that as simple as possible. And let's go through that right now. So I pull up the hourly time frame, and what do I see? Well, you can just clearly see at this point, after this swing low, we are now, well, after this swing low, we are creating higher highs and higher lows. I want to mark out the most recent change in the state of delivery, which would be right here. Okay, and that's after we made a delivery out of the bullish daily fair value gap, right? So all these things have to make sense. There needs to be a narrative that we can clearly follow along, a narrative and a logic, okay? So I qualify this as a change in state of delivery because of the presence of a fair value gap, okay? So by definition, we had displacement here. I'm also looking for PD arrays that are being respected versus PD arrays that are being disrespected, right? So if you look here, we have respected the midpoint of this hourly fair value gap. We've got another fair value gap right here, and we'll mark the ones that we have above. Yes, we've already had a very strong move up, but we have a drawn liquidity up here. So this morning, I am interested in seeing if we can get some sort of a sweep down into this liquidity, or if we create some more liquidity up here. And I would still be looking for us until we hit the swing high on the daily. I would be interested in longs, and I was, in fact, interested in longs. Just marking out here the hourly fair value gaps, the price could come down to. I have a game plan that effectively marks out, when I'm doing my analysis, where the invalidation level would be. For today, since the midpoint of the previous daily candle is all the way down here, I would have wanted to see, and I marked out that I wanted to see a strong, if this was going to be invalidation, this idea, okay, the bullish idea, if it's invalidated if we had a strong close with displacement through this unmitigated bullish hourly fair value gap. Okay, that said, we also had some equal lows here on the hourly that we could potentially sweep. If we swept that into the fair value gap, that would be fantastic. And last but not least, where's price currently located, right? And can we move down to our execution time frame? Well, we just had at the close of the 8 a.m. candle, right? So the beginning of the 9 a.m., which is when I start to trade, we are confirming an hourly bullish fair value gap right here. So, and also, I always want to draw a fib from the most recent change in the state of delivery to see if that lines up with anything that's part of my narrative. And we have a right here, the minus 1.5 to minus 2 to 2 to 2.5 is right above the swing high on the daily. So we still have some room to run to any levels in which we might have a pullback or a reversal. I wouldn't expect that here, even though we've had a very strong move already this morning. I can see price wanting to draw to the swing high on the daily. All right, so I am bullish on the daily. I am reading bullish hourly or hourly market structure, and I have something to draw towards. That's great. I am, and at the time that I execute, starting at 9 a.m., we have a bullish hourly fair value gap that I will be watching to see if we tap into. Okay, so I'll move to the M5 time frame, which is what I execute on. I don't execute on anything lower than that, and that's just, that doesn't mean you can't. I don't. I used to do the 1 minute. I even did 15-second at some point. I mean, that's totally insane and unnecessary. But each person has to learn how they want to trade. Each person, in my opinion, has to come up with their own unique way of trading a particular model. You can get a model from somebody else. You can back test it, you forward test it, but at some point, when you start journaling, you start to notice things that only your eyes pick up, and you sort of develop your style within a given framework, right? So my framework is internal to external liquidity, ICT concepts, draws on liquidity. All of these things are important. I'm in Unicorn University every day. We primarily trade the Unicorn model there, but what's great about that community is there's so many different people trading different models, but they all have a core base in that Unicorn model, which requires liquidity sweep and displacement, which is effectively what I'm looking for on my M5 time frame. Now, I want to take a note here that I will be watching for a sweep into the hourly fair value gap. At this point, I am now watching price and looking for structure to form. Okay, when I say structure, I'd like to see some swing highs and swing lows, and boom, right there is where we get our liquidity sweep. Okay, and when we see that, a liquidity sweep into the high time frame POI, I am already marking out where the change in the state of delivery would be, which is the series of down close candles that swept the liquidity. And I'm also going to make note of a potential breaker block here. And I just want to see what price does from here. And as you'll see, we swept some more liquidity there, and we had a very strong close. At this point, I have liquidity here, and I have that swing high up here that I would love to see price draw to. We're so close to it. That's where my my take profit is going to be, and I look to enter at the close of this bullish candle. I had a stop loss at the bottom of the breaker and the take profit. It's at 1.84R. I don't require exactly 2R. I'm looking for draws on liquidity that makes sense. So that swing high on the daily made sense to me. And I put in a buy order right here, stop loss below the breaker, take profit at the swing high up above, right? So let's move price forward, and boom, we had extremely fast price delivery. This was a great trade. It's great when price just moves in the direction with speed, with velocity towards your draw on liquidity. This was a solid trade, and if you guys got anything out of this at all, I would super appreciate a like and a subscribe. I'll be posting all of my trade recaps on here, the good, the bad, the ugly. Hopefully we can learn from our mistakes and from what we're doing good. I try to make things as simple as possible for myself, because when I used to complicate it, I found that I had anxiety when I traded, and this way is a lot more boring for me. I mean, I no longer will even go to my M5 time frame unless we've just confirmed an hourly POI that is very close so that we can sweep into, or if we currently are delivering out of a hourly POI. That's my requirement. And then I'm looking to get on sides after I see a sweep and some displacement. Hope you guys had a great week. Have a good one.